Hey, what is up, gang? It's Adam and Lowry, and it's time for It's a Secret. So this is a Sunday edition of our little shindig here. We have the Secret Lair dropping tomorrow, and that is what, Monday? What is the date tomorrow? The 5th?
Oh, jeez.
The 5th?
Yeah, it's the 5th.
And I believe...
You're making me understand. I don't know what day it is.
I believe this drop goes for just about a month, I think. A little over a month.
But it is
Correct.
limited quantity, so when it sells out, has the possibility to sell out, and that's why we're doing this at an abnormal time.
Right. Because
As soon as we knew we're basically doing it, there is the potential that some of these sell out early.
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to get that info out.
like
Hopefully-
the cats and
hopefully
dogs
you get
one.
a chance at it.
Yeah, the cats and dogs one from a couple weeks back sold out within 6 hours. Don't expect that here, but there might be certain drops that do sell out. A little bit different here too, because it isn't on their Secret Lair website at this point. This is just from their Twitter post and kind of gathering all that. We don't have the official numbers. We don't have the bundles, so we're not breaking that down here. We're going to go with what they typically are, pricing everything wise. I don't see anything in this drop that would be in that $50 range. Normally you see that with what? Special guests or IP stuff. Not special guests, but IP and
when they're doing
special
Evil
foil printing. It might be something on the first one, but I don't think so. So we're going to go through this.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of tell you.
But I would just assume if it's non-foil, it's going to be 30. If there's foiling, it's 40.
Yes. And then
So that is the general thing.
we will do at the end of each one of these and do a
Is it worth it?
Is it worth
Let
it?
me work it.
and then we will kind of decide, either one of us or both of us actually will decide if we think this one's worth it. And then at the end, we're going to do one spec to rule them all. So we're going to pick one of these. And if we had to put all our money on one and bet the house on it, that's the one we're going to go with. So we're each going to pick one. We'll pick differently just to have, there is enough here. It's not all bad here. So
All right.
we'll see. All right. So let's get to things here. Is it worth it? Is it worth the money? Is what Ibukaki just said.
Oh, hockey, you son of a gun.
All right. So we are going to start this off with the first drop, which is Deceptive Divination. So Larry, why don't you take it away here?
All right. So we have Price of Progress, which is a red instant. I use this in some decks every once in a while. So I'd say it's a playable card. The next one, there's 5 cards in here. Eternal Witness, highly played green card in Commander, in my opinion. And so very usable. Wall of Omens, which is a white wall that'll draw you a card on ETB. But I like this. I know that there's plenty of people that don't care about a wall.
Yeah.
You have Circular Logic, which
Yeah.
Madness.
I didn't even.
counter a spell.
It
It was reprinted in Double Masters or one of
Yeah.
the Masters, Ultimate Masters. Yeah, and tanked whatever price there was. I don't know where you're playing it in Commander. And then you have Scheming Symmetry, which is a pretty cool black tutor where you and another player get to go and look for a card. That is probably the only money card. I don't do any of this money business. It's all Adam.
All right. Yeah.
What do we got here?
Okay, so non-foils, again, like Larry mentioned before, $30. We're assuming, all this is assuming, $30 and $40. This is the only one I would say maybe could be a little bit higher with the pricing. Only, here's my only thing with it is, it reminds me of the Mischief version where it was the silver foil printing, but I'm pretty sure that was $40 as well. But the way this looks, it looks like those Mischief cards or whatever. So we could get a little special foil printing in this. But anyways, 30 and 40.
I do think this in foil would look really good.
Yes. Well,
Assuming.
imagine that in the silver foil. I think this would be really,
Right.
really sexy. So on the non-foil side, all of these are $5 cards at the most. Like it's
At the most.
Yeah, this $25. This drops 30. Is it worth it? Not there. For the foils, like you mentioned, Scheming Symmetry and Eternal Witness, you might be able to get up there, but does this really feel like a really good Eternal Witness? It doesn't feel like a creature card to me, I guess. So I don't know if this would be your premium version of Eternal Witness. The premium version of Eternal Witness is a $10 foil card. This one, I put it at 10, but I don't know if it'll get to that. Anyways, even if it is 10, the total value for this is 35 in foil. So again, you're $5 under what you're paying for this, and that doesn't include taxes and all that fun stuff. So Lowry, I guess this is your question first.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
This one's easy, right? I mean,
all right. Yeah. So is it worth it? For me, no.
The price is wrong.
I guess the question is, am I going to buy it? This is one that I am questionable on. If I'm trying to save money and be smart with it, I'm not going to buy this.
Yeah.
If I really want these cards in some decks, because like I said, Wall of Omens, Eternal Witness, Price of Progress, and Scheming Symmetry are all cards that I would play with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are usable for me, but the question ends up being is we would assume that I'd be able to buy 4 of these singles for cheaper than
yes,
potentially if I was going to be aggressive about it. I don't know if that's going to be the case either. So I'm still on the fence, but leaning no to actually getting this one.
So like Chad is saying, yes, I will probably get this, but that's only because I'm going to do the foil bundle package pretty much, depending on how this all works out. Because I like to have a copy. That's kind of my collection part of Secret Lair stuff. But to spec on it, there is no breakpoint to this one, obviously, because there's no way you can get above getting one free. So this one, oh, I'm frozen again. Sweet. I'm going to come back here in a second. So for me, it is...
The price is wrong.
It is not worth it here. So let's move on to the next one, which is called Hard-Boiled Thrillers. This one's kind of sweet. I like the art in this one. So what do we got here, Lowry?
All right. So it's 5 cards. First one's Dire Undercurrents as an enchantment, and that'll draw you cards, discard cards for creatures coming into play. You have Obeka Brute. Chronoclast? Give me a second. There we go.
You can't even read.
Chronoclast. Whatever. It's not even a real name thing. Give me a second. I gotta zoom in on that. Chronologist. There we go.
I couldn't.
Where you at, number 2?
I couldn't say it for you. Because I was laughing.
Our screen.
So...
I'm blind. All right. All right. It ends a turn if you so wish. This is the card that draws me to this. It's an enchantment called Reconnaissance. It's gonna be the only printing in foil, and it's cool art, like you're saying. So this really pulls me. You have Jace, Welder of Mysteries, which is cool, but I don't really mill. And then there's Black Market, which is not the connection. And
if it was connection, that'd be insane.
That'd be a bit different.
Yeah.
So, but Black Market at 5 mana, it's a cool card. It's very playable. It's not something I've played in a long time.
Yeah.
But what do we got here?
Okay, so in the non-foil part, we are actually at $44. So all these cards, with your biggest ones being Reconnaissance, at the minimum price is $13. Jace is a $10 card, and then Dire Undercurrents, which is an old printing. There isn't a lot out there, so that one is an $11 card there. You jump over to the foil side of things, and again, like I mentioned, with Dire Undercurrents, there's only the one printing, so it's a $28 card. Reconnaissance has 0 foils, so this is just a prediction. I think as long as we don't get even if we do get a printing of Reconnaissance in the next year or two in another set, this is going to be the one that you want in foil. So I think this is going to be a $20+ foil. It might be the chase card of the bunch, because I don't think people realize how good that card is. You've talked about it a bunch. I have it in a couple decks. You have it in a few decks. It's a fantastic card. And then you move over to Jace, which is a milling champion. You already have a Secret Lair printing with the Stained Glass Walkers, and that is a $23 card. So all in all, the whole thing, foil side of things, is $86. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, if you were to buy 3 of these and you wanted one for your collection, buying 3 of them, so breakpoint of 3 gets it so you get one free for yourself. So for me, well, actually, let's go with this. Lowry, Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Let me work
Hit
it.
the
Yeah,
button.
hit the button. Is it worth it for
Is
you?
this worth it? So again, what we were talking about, the only foil printing for reconnaissance is the key one for me. I think I could easily flip Jace away because I don't care about that. Same thing with black markets, played enough. That could probably get me to whereas I'll buy one of these. Although, like, I don't care about the other 4 cards.
Well, you
But
could probably
reconnaissance
get
is something that I really want.
yeah. You could get
And
reconnaissance
so maybe
for
it's
like
buy
20.
2, keep 2, and then try and get rid of the 8. Like that might be the deal. But this is
I'm
a
waiting.
very similar situation. I'm gonna say yes, it's worth it. And mainly because of reconnaissance.
Yep.
What about you?
Yep, I'm right there with you. I blew my load earlier, so I did the other part in reverse, flip it and reverse it. So yeah, Breakpoint 3. Obviously, this is one of the better ones of this whole super drop here. We do have another one that's really good up there. That's price wise a little better than this one. So, all right, so that is that one. Let's move on to the third one, and this might be that. This is the Just Add Milk. This is our second time doing it, so they call it second helpings here. We got 4 cards in this drop. Take it away there, Larry. Oh, the problem with this is I don't have the back side. This is just off of what
Which explains
Wizard.
the card for most of this.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's this is the second time they've done the cereal box style art of card. 4 cards in this one. It's gonna be Quark the Thumbless, which is a flip coin, copying spells, and then Quark in Sakashima of 1,000 Faces is a CEDH deck, as Renshai pointed out in the Discord.
Yeah.
And this one's gonna be, I'm sure, the premium kind of version of it. So copying whatever your commander is dope, especially when you can pair them together.
Well, Karark is in the picture with Sakashima. See him? Right there?
Is he down at the bottom?
No, he starts at the top. His face is
Oh.
facing upward like that.
All right, I see that.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty.
dig it.
Yeah, I just noticed it.
All right, and then you got another one, Adrix and Nev, twin casters. It's a creature. Whenever you're making like tokens, you get to double them, kind of like a cheap Parallel Lives a little bit. An example of what we were talking about earlier is they just reprinted it, and they're reprinting, in the precons, and then they're doing it in the Secret Lair here.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm a little worried about them doing with Reconnaissance too, like reprinting it in the next year.
Because they
But
put
I
it-
still
put it
think,
in.
yeah. And then the last one, I don't care about. It's a meme card, but Yargle, Glutton of
Right.
Urborg, like, I get it. People are gonna really like that one.
Renshai. He says Yargle is obviously the money card. You are
See what I
wrong.
mean?
You are wrong.
How much are Yargle foils going for these days? They got to be around 100, right?
They're under 5. Like there's
The under 5? God, I'm surprised that it's over 1.
yeah. So that is the least. There isn't any money in that card, but in this version, I think it could get up there a little bit because, like you said, the memes and all that stuff. But the big
Right.
money cards in this is Sakashima. The cheapest version is $30 at this point. With foil,
Yep.
you're looking at 40 plus. Non-foil, Adrix and Nev, you're 20 and 30 respectively. And then Kark is a $10 to $15. I think Kark could go higher than what I have predicted on there. I have it at 15, but I could easily see that one being a $20 card because that's going to be the version that everybody wants.
Yeah.
So your non-foil, you're looking at $65 total value before fees and shipping, and your foil side is 90 plus. So I have a plus there because I think Sakashima could go up higher than what I have predicted. There's a couple of these here. So that being said, we have 65 for non-foil, 90 for foil. Lowry,
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
just a big thumbs up.
This is one I plan on getting. Adrix and Nev and Sakashima are 2 home runs for sure. I have Sakashima in multiple decks, Adrix and Nev
Oh,
in
good
2-ish
for
decks.
you.
Spark's cool. It doesn't really matter. And then I know I can probably sell Yargle to Renshai because he's a fool.
It just raised that price. So Lowry
He's
is,
all about the memes. I didn't mean to call you a fool. I'm sorry. That was dumb of me.
but Lowry, you are here. You are a yeah, and I am a. I'm a yeah as well, because this one is, like I said, $90 for the foils. From the first one, the cereal, the just add milk ones, they look fantastic in foils. So this one is not going to disappoint. So if you're worried about how
did you
these-
happen to go and look at the old cereal box ones and see how they're doing and compare? Like,
Well, I
they're,
mean,
they're doing pretty well.
I sold
like
out
Ulamog.
of the higher of the higher ones, I believe, or I might have one
Okay.
or two copies left. But even the low end, remember my super awesome pick of Atali being the greatest card to spec on way back in the
Yes.
day, and then it got printed to hell. That one even sold for like $10-15. So it ended up being one of the premium versions. So yes,
Nice.
this one is also for me as well. You buy 3 of these. 2 of them are going to pay for one of them. You get 1 free. So breakpoint of 3 in this one as well. So, all right, let's move on to the 4th one. And this one is Prismatic Nightmares. Ooh, this looks like the Relentless Rats from the it might be the same artist, but from
kinda right.
the Mox Box everything.
Yeah, I don't know
drop.
who the artist of that one was. But this one has 5 cards in it. You have Simian Spirit Guide that can kind of like,
like that
exile it
version.
and get a land or a mana. Arcane Denial, which is an old classic for Commander. You had Nightscape Familiar, which is a card. I like the Familiar cycles in general. I don't know if I'd like to pay more than $1 for them though, which I'm assuming will happen here. You have Prince of Thralls, which again, cool card. And then you have Reign of Filth, which is probably the money card in this one, or Arcane Denial.
This one's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What do you got here?
Well, the interesting thing is like Simian Spirit Guide is used in other formats for the exile from your hand kind of thing, and I like this version. This
mana.
is a kind of a sweet version. I still have it at the versions that they are the special versions that we have available is $10 to $18 or 10 for non-foil, 18 for foil. Prince of Thralls has only the 1 printing, so that's the problem there because it's a $30 card in foil but that's from what
That's Shards of Alara.
Yeah, Shards of Alara. I was trying to think, is that globe looking disco thingy, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a $30 foil, but that's how long ago is that? That's
Right. I wouldn't trust that price one bit.
yeah. So I don't think I feel good about that one. Arcane Denial is actually only a $5 card. This one might be a $10 card in foil, but I put it at $5. Same with the Familiar. Like you said, you wouldn't want to pay more than $1. It shakes out that way. And then Reign of Filth. There is no foil, so I didn't know how to judge this one.
Okay.
I did double up from foil to non-foil. So non-foil 5, double up to $10 for foils. Could go higher because there is no foil printings, but those take time. Like the thing is when these come out, even if there's no foil printings, unless it's a highly used card, like in multiple formats, then they go way up. But if it's not, it kind of sits for a while until that gets brought up a little bit.
I think this does all right in like Gitrog Monster because it's sacking lands to gain black mana,
That's a good
right?
point,
Is that
yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of where it gained its price, and I don't know how much more you're going to get beyond that for a while.
Yeah. So
So
value-wise, 35 for the non-foils and 68 for the foils. So there is a breakpoint in this one. But Lowry.
but we're basically saying Prince of Thralls is half of that value, right? Is
Yeah.
that-
Yeah. So Lowry.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
Lowry
No
is
way.
saying
The
No
price
way.
is wrong.
price is wrong, bitch. Yeah, and I'm in the
No,
same
thank
boat.
you.
I'm in the same boat. If you're to break this down to getting one of these free, you need to buy 5. If the price stays for Prince of Thralls, if that stayed at 30, you still need to buy 5 of these before you get one of them free. So is it
that
worth
sounds
it?
like a lot of work.
Nah, if you want it for your collection, obviously all of these. If you want it
Also
for your
true.
collection, you ignore what we're saying about the price wise and you just buy it for the collection.
Yeah, if you want to use a bunch of these cards, definitely go for any of them. We're talking about value and what you're going to use. and stuff like that.
Renchai is saying
but
that
if
it
you
is
don't want to
using-
waste your money on this one specifically,
job.
you could go to the commandersmiths.com store
There you
and you
go.
could check out some shirts that we got for sale, a little bit of a mug.
Shameless
you
plugs.
want.
Look at that. And we also, if you spend $100 or more for a limited time, we are giving away the Commander holders, our prototype. So we're working on making these actually available for sale. But we had some tweaking to do with these. But these are for free if you buy $100 or more. As you can see, that's Mr. Garuk right there, that a little AI thing we generated, made together.
Yeah.
And then your commander fits in right here in this little felt thing. So $100, it's only until supplies last. If, we get a bunch of $100 orders and we have no more, then we're kind of done with that little sale there. So that's our little shameless plug. Now let's finish off the secret layer and let's move on to the last two. This last one is the showcases, or the showcase that this is Murders at Karlov Manor. So it's the set. This is fitting with the set that's coming out here. We got four cards here, Larry. What do we got here?
4 cards in this one. Anawan, the Ruin Thief, which is a rogue-themed legend commander. All legends, by the way. There's Grenzo, Dungeon Warden. Learn to talk, Lowry. Hold on. We don't have a stuttering button, do we? All right. This is the one that plays from the bottom of your deck. You have Villas, Broker of Blood, which is definitely the money card in this one. And then you have Gaunty, Lord of Luxury, which a lot of people play, but it's a cheap card.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Yeah, like you mentioned, Villas is the only card that's really worth anything in this. You might get $10 for Grenzo. There's not a lot of people. I made a Grenzo deck, but I don't. Do I even still have it up there? I don't even think I still have it up there. Oh, yeah. I didn't take it apart yet, but I haven't played it in over a couple of years at this point. So
yeah, I mean it's unique enough to keep around.
Right. It's just not a popular.
If you need the
commander.
card sleeves, you can take that one apart.
But like you mentioned, Villas, non-foil $10, foils at $20. So you're looking at the total value of $25 for non-foil for the whole drop, and $40. Okay. So an even $40. The drop costs you $40 plus taxes. So you're actually, there's no break point. You're not going to be able to get enough to get one for free. So it's $40 for $40. Lowry,
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
what do you think?
This one is
The price is
the
wrong.
worst one.
This one's pretty bad.
This is the one that least interests me.
Yeah, it's all commander card kind of stuff. Like, yeah, and I don't even like the necessarily. Well, I mean, it's like they're commanders, but they're not like highly used. All of them necessarily.
I mean, again, Villas is sweet.
Yeah.
In some decks, I didn't build it or anything.
I don't know if I even like the design of this one. It's
also true. It's really weird that they all are black cards to some degree, and they look white.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like that.
That's a good point. So yeah, this one I'm also, price is wrong.
The price is wrong.
Okay, let's get to our final one here, and this one is the most beautiful, fantastic drop I've ever seen. Just
ever seen?
Art alone, I'm saying.
I don't know if I agree.
I
with
love
that,
this artist.
but...
It's a new artist. This is the Beauty of the Beasts. And why don't you take it away, Laura? We got 5 cards here.
5 cards. You have Scourge of Valkis, which is great in your dragon decks. You have Voracious Hydra. Plenty of Hydra decks out there, fighting included, which is also great. You have Feldar Guardian, which is that little blinky cat. This is going to be the premium version. It's used in other things, but
it's got infinite
now that
combos
cats and
all
dogs
that
are
stuff.
pretty popular.
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah,
it's going to work there. Peregrine Drake, which is kind of like a combo enabler by untapping your lands, blinking, all that kind of stuff.
Do you think this Drake is Peregrine Took's in his family?
No.
Oh, I guess the Took.
Maybe.
He's a Took. It's first name. I'm going wrong there. Damn it, that joke just bombed right there. Wah, 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 wah.
So, great card, reprinted a shit ton, but this might be the premier version of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
And then you have Serpent of Yawning Depths, which for those Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, and Serpent players out there, this is the card for you.
And the art, this art is fantastic, though. Don't you love this art? Come on, you said you like it.
I do really like this art. I agree, but you just said the most beautiful thing ever.
Well,
and
okay. Well,
I've seen a sunset over a beach. Yeah,
I will say I do like John
the forest,
Avon's
mountains.
landscape art. It's
Right.
like a different. This is my favorite art of like creatures, and then she has one other one of the. What dragon is that? The whatever. It's not in this. We don't need to talk about it. But okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I was gonna talk about my favorite arts, but no, we'll save that.
What's your favorite artist, Lowry? What
It
do
doesn't
you?
matter. Not artists necessarily. Just
Okay. All right.
That's
So
fine.
in this drop, we have in the non-foils total value of $35. Foils where you get a little bit crunchy, where you can get some more monies out of it. Scourge of Valkus is a $20 card. The Serpent, I couldn't find that there was a foil, but it didn't say it was in the commander
isn't.
set. Okay, so I couldn't find there was a foil. I put it at 15. It maybe could be a little bit higher. I put it at 15, but everything is $10 or more. If you don't include just this is great art, but still $66 for foil, $35 for non-foil. So Lowry, the last one here.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
What do you think?
This
is it worth it?
Yes. This is one that I think is very much.
I love this one.
You love the art. I love the art too. So that might. But you said I wasn't even listening to your money spots.
60
like the money spots were
66.
worth it.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much, but I think art wise, like it draws it. I want to play with these cards more.
Mhm.
I know the only two that I'm likely going to. Oh shit! Now that I'm talking myself out of it, I'm going to get one. How about that? I'm worried. I'm playing with the Hydra right now in a deck in my Lucia Kane, but like I said, Drake is kind of combo enabler, which I don't do.
Yeah.
The Guardian is kind of combo enabler as well with like Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, which is not my thing, but it can be just like in a Blink deck too.
Yeah.
I'm not playing any Octopi decks, and I'm not playing any Dragon decks. So like,
You could
I
use.
still want them.
Yes.
I still like them because the art is fantastic. I agree. It's So yeah. I'm definitely getting it, but I don't know if I'm as happy now that we're talking through it.
Well, like you said, I don't know if I will. I'm tempted to get one. I'm getting one obviously for my collection.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to see. I don't know how like this all around the art. People in the Discord like Renshai, you, multiple people in the Discord love this art. I don't know if that's going to drive the price enough for it to be worth it, because really this is a breakpoint of 5. If you buy 5 of these, you get one free. So I don't want to go that deep with it. I'd rather go deep on other ones and that I know for sure will get me the money. But I definitely want this for the collection. I'm tempted to test out to buy 2 and see how they do, because it is very, very pretty art. Will that be enough to drive the price up, like keep the prices higher? I mean, if all these went up because the art is really good and they stayed at $20 each, hell yeah, this one's definitely worth it. But as a spec wise, I don't think I'm going to go deep on this one. So, okay. So we're done with everything. Now we actually got to get to picking out one of these. So let's do our one spec.
Oh my.
One
Spec.
to rule them all.
Okay, so Lowry, you get to start with this. If you could only choose one of these drops to put all your money in, you got $100,000, and now you're gonna you would buy out everything. You would sell it out. You basically
when you're putting it like that, I'm
all right. If you
hold on my money. No, I'm not buying any of this.
If you could only max
we
out,
doing?
you could only max out on one of these. Which one would you go deep on?
I know you're gonna
You're getting first pick, so you can choose whatever one you
I
like.
always get first pick.
I know.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna pick then. It's gonna be the one that's the serial one.
Yeah.
Sakashima, Clark, Adrix and Nev, and Yargle.
Yep.
I think Sakashima's just like, and Adrix and Niv are just straight up home runs.
Yep.
So those are those 2 cards being there.
Yeah, you
I
have
think that's easy.
you have 2 cards that are over 30, and then you have another card that's 15, and then maybe Yargle being a little bit higher. So yeah, this is kind of a no-brainer to get that one. So
Yeah.
uh,
It feels like a home run.
yeah.
Now here's the question: do we feel like this? Well, it can't be overbought anymore. Doesn't matter. Not a good question anymore.
Yep. Nope. Because we're limited
What-
supply with everything.
Yeah. What is your one spec now that you can't choose this? Hold on. Would this be it if you could pick it?
Yes, this would be my.
Okay.
my
I
'Cause
think
the other
I think
ones-
it's fair to say we would double up on this. We both agree that this is it. What's the next one?
It
you
would be this one. It would be the hard-boiled thrillers. I love the designs of these, like when they did it with the VHS stuff, when they do the poster stuff. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, is a great mill card. Reconnaissance needs to be used more. It just if it got used more, this card would be skyrocketing. But it's a $20 plus card. You have 3 cards that are over 20 in the drop, and then you have a $5 and a $10 card. So I get a bonus card to try to sell, but none of mine are as expensive as your top end. So you're dealing with a 20 plus, 23, and a 28. So this one, I think, definitely worth it. It was $86 total value, so I think this one would be. These are the 2. So personal plan, I'm buying the super drop, or sorry, the bundle. Foil bundle is what I typically do, and then I pick out the ones that are the best ones. And what I will be doing is going a couple extra on this one, and a couple more extra, so extra and then more extra on the serial one. And then I think everything else I'm kind of just leaving alone. So those will just do collection. Personally, what are you doing? Are you gonna buy just?
I don't think I go. I generally don't go deep on anything, but
collection wise,
collection wise, I'll likely get Reconnaissance. I'll likely get Sakashima, and I'll likely get the last one with the beautiful arts.
Mm-hmm.
And then skipping those 2 that I really, really don't like. And the first one we talked about with Eternal Witness is still up in the air. So I'm likely going to get half.
Okay.
For the collection and playability and stuff like that. So
nice. All right. Well, that was it, guys. Again, we don't know the prices. You'll see it tomorrow. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, whatever. And it goes, I think it's on sale. It's limited quantity. So just make sure you jump on there and buy the ones that are the most popular are probably going to sell out pretty quick. The other ones you probably have a little bit more time on. So that should do it. Remember, if you're watching this video right now, all of you guys that are watching, please give us a like. That helps us out tremendously. And that should do it for this. And we have the podcast tomorrow breaking down the upgrades to the commander decks of the pre-con. So make sure you guys check that out if you're watching now. So that should do it for tonight. We will see you guys later.
Bye.
Saga!